We are building this wall. You need 500 miles, but 700 would be good. 750 or so would be great.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
If people come into our country illegally, they're going out. They're not coming in illegally and staying.
And we want people to come in, but we want them to come in through merit, right? And we want people that are going to come in and are going to love our country, not hate our country. Newcomers to our country must be financially self-sufficient. They cannot accept welfare for at least 5 years. We have a great travel ban now for countries that are not countries where we don't want the people coming in.
We've completely reformed refugee policy. We've instituted rigorous national security checks. We've protected religious minorities, and we've shifted refugee admissions away from terror-afflicted nations like Syria and Somalia.
I'm going to make sure that we have border protection, but it's going to be based on making sure that we use high-tech capacity to deal with it. First thing I'm going to do, and I've already written, send to the United States Congress a path to citizenship for 11 million undocumented folks. We're going to restore our moral standing in the world and our historic role as a safe haven for refugees and asylum seekers and those fleeing violence and persecution. We're going to stop the inhumane practice of separating children from their parents and work to reunite families. Look at all the families that are not reunited. We're going to stop detaining people indefinitely, invest instead on case management programs to help ensure migrants get the support they need while they're navigating the asylum process. The Biden foreign policy agenda will place America back at the head of the table, working with our allies and our partners.
As long as I'm president, we will always put America first. For years and years, we put other countries first. Do we now put America first?
Working cooperatively with other nations to share our values and goals doesn't make America, as it seems to imply in this administration, suckers. It makes us more secure, enables us to be more successful. No country, even one as powerful as ours, can go it alone in the challenges of the 21st century.
Globalism enriches foreign countries at our expense. Globalism. I love our country. I'm the President of the United States of America. I'm not the President of the world. America first does not mean America alone. When the United States grows, so does the world. American prosperity has created countless jobs all around the globe.
Won't stop until we beat the NRA. And it will not stop until we ban killer assault weapons, until we hold gun manufacturers liable.
There is a mental illness problem that has to be dealt with. It's not the gun that pulls the trigger, it's the person holding the gun.
Any one of you and the people behind me should be able to walk into a court of law and demand that gun manufacturers, with their enormous profits, be held accountable for the carnage that they're responsible for inflicting on our society. My first day of office, I'm going to send a bill to the Congress repealing the liability protection for gun manufacturers, closing the background check loopholes and waiting period, and I'll let too many people slip through the cracks.
We're looking at background checks, and we're looking at putting everything together in a unified way so that we can have something that's meaningful. At the same time, all of us want to protect our great Second Amendment. We must make sure that those judged to pose a grave risk to public safety do not have access to firearms, and that if they do, those firearms can be taken through rapid due process. That is why I have called for red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders.
If Democrats want a nominee who will build on Obamacare, not scrap it, then join us.
We're now one step closer to liberating our citizens from this Obamacare nightmare.
Now we need to finish the job. Ensure that every single American has a choice in affordable health care, covered by a public option, a Medicare-like option. If you negotiated an agreement for health care with your employer, union or otherwise, and you like it because you've given up wages to get it, you can keep it. It should be your choice. But if you don't like it, you can leave it by increasing the subsidies for middle-class people to buy into it. It will significantly reduce the cost of prescription drugs. And for the first time, it will force insurers to compete for your business, not just with each other, but with a public competitor.
And we are defending your right to keep the doctor and to keep your plan of choice. We killed the individual mandate, which is the most unbelievable, horrible. And it's not really Obamacare anymore, but we're running the hulk of it, and we're trying to kill it entirely, and then we will put it back. You'll have great health care.
You've been in office 3.5 years. You don't have a plan.
Well, we haven't had, excuse me, you heard me yesterday. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks, a full and complete health care plan that the Supreme Court decision on DACA gave me the right to do. So we're going to sign an immigration plan, a health care plan, and various other plans.
Every governor should mandate mandatory mask wearing. It's not about your rights, it's about your responsibilities as an American.
We will continue to urge Americans to wear masks when they cannot socially distance, but we do not need to bring the full weight of the federal government down on law-abiding Americans to accomplish this goal.
If I were president today, I would roll back the reopenings in a number of places because, look, it's clear, masks and social distancing make a gigantic difference in terms of the spread of this disease. Everyone wants our schools to reopen. The question is how to make it safe, how to make it stick. Forcing education and students back into a classroom in areas where the infection rate is going up or remaining very high is just plain dangerous. Testing, testing, testing. More testing is not only how you find more cases of coronavirus, Mr. President. It's how you stop the coronavirus cases. Testing followed by rigorous contact tracing.
Yeah, I think schools have to open. We want to get our economy going. I think it's a very important thing for the economy to get the schools going. No, we don't want the schools shut down. We want the schools to open, and especially very young children handle it, all children, but especially very young children handle it very well. So we want schools open. Those shutdowns are very punitive, very punitive. They hurt a lot of people in a lot of different ways, through depression, through suicide, through so many other things. Alcohol, drugs. Every time you test, you find a case, and it gets reported in the news. We found more cases. If instead of 50 we did 25, we'd have half the number of cases. So I personally think it's overrated, but I am totally willing to keep doing it.